All right. Recording. Oh, the Hendo is right here. Let's have a look to see what's going on over there in Hendo land. Hey!
Oh, what's going on?
You got the shirt.
Works better.
What happened? What's happening?
Oh, hello. I can hear you now. Hello.
Oh, yeah. You've got the shirt. How good.
I've got the shirt. You've got the shirt.
I got the shirt as well. I got 5 shirts.
What?
I bought the extras, so we got some prizes.
Oh, sweet. That's so good. How good is the shirt?
And 2 extra coasters. Shout out to...
Oh, that's awesome too.
Sponsored 1 of 3 on this show, the Lotzer Group.
The Lotzer Group.
Paul.
I feel like we're the Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man meme right now.
Yeah. Wait, do that. That's the photo. Okay. There we go. That's the episode photo.
Oh, no, wait. No, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Have you got a beer?
Oh, yes, I do.
What beer have you got?
I've got the first of 2 sponsorships. I got this one. It was in the fridge at work.
So have I.
Hey. Wait, how do I do that with a hand? Hang on. Jesus. Right. Wait. Oh, God. Okay. I got to hold this with my feet.
Oh, that's so... You got to hold the beer with your foot.
This is very difficult. Okay. Go. Okay, that's it. Oh, okay, I got a cramp. I got a cramp. God damn it. Oh.
It's classic.
Tell me about this beer, Hendo. This turned up. DC delivered this to me in the fridge.
Yeah.
Fill me in.
So this is the Froth Rockies Lager. And it's brewed by the wonderful students at TAFE Queensland. And what is it? Fucking 4.8%. And it's not a sponsored beer. I have to make that very clear.
Oh,
because the unbelievable amount of paperwork that I would have to fill out for that to happen.
Oh, I see.
Would be absolutely insane. So this is not a sponsored beer.
This is not the first non-sponsored beer we've had, by the way.
Really?
We had another non-sponsored beer, which I don't think I told you about because I've been turning it into a sponsored beer.
Right.
But there was paperwork. So
yeah. Anyway, there you go. In the glass. There's my God, this dirty fucking glass is dirty as fuck. It's a Helios glass too.
At least you poured it into a glass. Whoa, look at that.
Your glass is way better.
Mine's a bit better. Oh, there's a lot of bubbles in the back. You just can't see it. That's good.
Yeah, that's all right. Anyway, there goes the fucking head retention.
So when was this one brewed?
It was canned last Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, last Friday. So anyway, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Tell me what you think.
Froth Rookies. I like the label. Stu the steward was telling me that the TAFE students design the labels.
Oh, look, there's a lot of education work that's gone into this label. So we've got 5 beers in the core range. We've got the lager, pale ale, session ale, IPA, and a dark ale. And so Pat, the faculty manager, like all senior public servants, very risk averse. And he wanted to make sure that all the IP on here was 100% created by TAFE Queensland. So he had the graphic design students. I think they were doing a certificate 4 or a diploma or something like that. And we just gave them a brief and they designed the label, and it's cool as shit, isn't it?
It's great. It's delicious too. Really good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not
really
bad
good.
For this particular batch is from the current full-time cohort. And that was their second ever brew, and it's come out bloody great. It's good beer, eh?
Fuck yeah, it tastes great. Very good. So that's not a sponsor, but we've got lots of groups as a sponsor, and we've got another sponsor. Oh, did you get another? Do you get another sponsor today?
What do you mean?
Have you got another sponsor, or is this the only
Beer sponsor?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Was I expecting something?
Nothing to see here. No.
Okay, maybe next week.
Well, I've got beer sponsorship coming next week, but I got another sponsor today, which I don't know if you will get. I don't know. I don't know anything about these things. I just get them.
All right. That's why you asked for my address.
For next week's sponsor.
Okay.
And that's the sponsor that wasn't a sponsor, but is now a sponsor.
Awesome. Now I'm confused.
All right.
Now I'm confused, but that's all right.
Did you listen to the episode last week while you were away?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I took a drive, a fairly long drive. Where did I go? I went somewhere and drove a fairly long way and listened to the last week's pod with Perko. He did a bloody good job, didn't he?
He's awesome. He's such a great dude too.
Took way too much hair to replace the boss, but nobody's perfect. And he did an outstanding job whilst I was away judging at the Australian International Beer Awards. So thank you to Perko for filling in. I really greatly appreciate it. It was a good listen, and I took Adam Shell's advice, not that one, the other one.
The other one.
And I set Google Podcasts to play at 1.2 speed. And you can't tell really the difference. The picture's the same and everything. And it saves time. And it's even got a thing where you can blank out gaps in the sound.
Wait, say that again? It can what?
You can blank out gaps in the sound.
I see what you're saying. Wait, does it skip it?
It just truncates it.
Interesting. Does Apple?
So that's even more of a time saver. But I saw Adam Shell's. He's got a special app. He doesn't use Google Podcasts. I don't know what the name of the app is, and it actually tells him how much time he saved.
That's pretty cool.
And he has gained back. He showed me on his phone, and I think he said he'd gained back 52 days of his life by using that app.
That's an interesting way to think about it. I bet you that app has another app that has exactly the same name.
Ooh.
That was an Adam Shell joke.
That's such a good beer.
It's just nothing. Just fucking crickets.
Doesn't even touch the sides, eh?
All right. Oh, I'm trying to work it. Oh no, Apple does the speed thing. Yeah, there you go. All right, I'll give it a go.
You need to give it a go, and you need to claw back that time that you would otherwise lose.
But I guess you just listen to another podcast. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. All right, fine. I'll try it.
Take in more information. You'd be like Elon Musk, mate. He doesn't barely sleep, and he reads really fast. And
you listen to Yeah, it's interesting. Do you listen to podcasts to take on information? I normally just listen to them to relieve boredom.
I only listen to podcasts when I'm driving. I can't lie in bed and listen to them or anything like that. It's for me, I'm happy to listen to a podcast if I'm driving somewhere. And but the thing is, currently I don't drive like huge distances anywhere. So,
what about housework, boring housework?
Nah, it doesn't float my boat.
Okay.
It doesn't float my boat.
I listen when I'm driving, boring housework, or going for a walk or a run.
Yeah, okay.
Like walk the dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to listen to Elon, complete strangers.
Yeah, I've got a water pistol now. I like not water pistol, a fucking spray gun.
All right.
And when he humps you, you spray him with it, and
Does
he
it work?
stops. Yeah, 100%.
What's in it? Vinegar or something?
Acid.
Yeah, vinegar.
Yeah.
You spray your dog.
It works really, really well
to stop him from humping. You're probably squirting vinegar in his eyes. That would fucking hurt.
It does, and the place smells great. All right, let's get to. We've got, because we had a week off 12 questions, so we've probably got a few questions. We got last week's questions, and then we got questions. We got email, but there's also a lot of news topics. And I'd been collecting a few of these throughout the week, and then I had a look around this afternoon for some more. There's quite a bit of news this week, but I've just sort of included things that I kind of feel like we could talk about. First one, you literally just texted it to me. I don't even
right before the thing.
You read this one out, Hendo.
Okay, it is Metricon on the cusp of bankruptcy. Who's building your house again?
Well, this is not a real article. This is a Reddit fucking post, right?
Yeah. That's because I'm on Reddit. It was a screenshot of an article from the Herald Sun, so it's true.
Wow.
Basically saying that Metricon Homes have been forced to renegotiate contracts with clients amid soaring costs of building materials. Oh boy. How are you feeling about that? What sort of reno chat are we going to have if you have no renos?
I'll have to do it on myself. It'll just be a podcast just about reno chat. It'll be great.
You'll have to do it yourself. Be fucked if I'm going to help you finish it off.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that.
You reckon you'd finish it off yourself if you had to?
Definitely not. Not a fucking
busy
chance.
bee for the weekend. Have a boss on the Brewer busy bee.
You'd probably create more OH&S issues than anything. I need to do all the bathrooms. There's a lot of tiling to do.
That's okay. Don't get me to do the tiles or take the tiles off the walls.
Well, I went there for the first sort of walkthrough the other day, and this week it's to the point where this week they're going to do the outside, like all the frame and everything's up, the roof's up, the gutters are up. The outside wall, the outside like bricks and rendering and stuff is getting done this week and next week, and the inside gyprock. So
it's most of the way there, mate. What about the roof?
The roof is done. So it's getting pretty close. Like there's a lot of shit to go after that, but
what about sparky and plumbing and all that sort of stuff?
Plumbing's it's all roughed in. There's obviously all the finishing to do.
Yeah.
All the ducted aircon sitting there, all the electricals roughed in. So it's there's a fair bit of work left, but there's a lot that's been done. So I'm hoping they don't go out of business for lots and lots of reasons, but namely, I want my house built first.
Yeah. Well, they've only got to hang on for how many more weeks?
I don't know. They don't tell you. They won't tell me. Is that a bad sign?
Maybe.
They said they'd tell me when the painting starts.
Okay.
They give me a time frame then.
All right. Okay. Well, there you go.
I think this would be very bad if
since you've renegotiated paint, which is good, and you got that free of charge. No wonder they're going broke.
Yeah.
Dulux shares. Up they go.
Not if no one can build a house. So who's going to build these fucking houses? I really hope Metricon don't go out of business. That would be a real disaster.
I hope that they go out of business the day after you get the keys.
Wow, that's okay.
Because then it doesn't matter.
It does matter for a lot of people and businesses and people's livelihoods and lots of things. I've got my stepbrother works there. My next door neighbors work there. It's a big,
really?
It's a big company. Yeah.
How big is it?
Pretty big. They build a lot of shit. They sponsor the Gold Coast Suns, who are on fire at the moment.
Oh, that's right. That's why it's called Metricon Stadium, isn't it?
Yep, they sponsor the stadium. So there's a lot riding on this, mate. Well, this is not good news. Not that it's news, because it's just some Reddit post.
Is that your footy team?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you watch much AFL?
Yeah. Me and Geordie watch every game. I mean, we're on the TV.
Do you go to Metricon Stadium a lot?
Not a lot.
My father used to take me there when I was like 12 years old, when the Brisbane Bears played there.
Yeah.
And it was just the hill. It was just grass hill.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I think this is like late 80s and that sort of thing. Mid 80s, late 80s.
It was just called Carrara then, wasn't it?
Hey?
It was just called Carrara.
Yeah. But it still had the big MCG size bloody light towers and all that sort of stuff. And they used to do night matches and stuff like that. And yeah, I've got fond memories of going there. My father used to take me, and you'd go and get a baked potato at half time with bacon and cheese and sour cream on it, and nosh into that and watch the footy, and it was good.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, one thing I haven't done there is they've got the Pirate Life deck, so I'm keen to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be something that we get across, because you can go in there and drink like Pirate Life IPA and watch footy.
Fuck yeah,
that's cool as shit. I haven't done that, but I've been to a few games. I just like watching shit on TV. I think I've said that on this show before.
Yeah,
it's just too good on TV. But if they make the finals, I will go to wherever the finals are. That would be sick.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good, man.
They've never made finals. They're playing well.
Where are they on the ladder at the moment?
They're 12th, but they've just beat who they beat on the weekend? Freo, top 4 side.
Oh, okay. So if they get the top 8, that's finals territory. And
12th's the best they've ever finished. They're playing, won the last 2 games against really good teams. They've got a lot of games coming up against bad teams. It's looking all right. And at least a couple of the players I know drink our beer, and one of them I was messaging on Instagram. He's mates with a guy from work, and we sent him some beer. So we didn't send him too much though. Because you don't want to get fat and drink too much beer nonstop and then be a professional athlete.
Performance, not enhancing drugs.
Exactly. So anyway, if he doesn't drink too much of our beer, I reckon they're a shot.
Well, that's good. Well, I hope Metricon survives.
Me too. All right, story number 2. I just added this in here, just a mention of GABS Sydney, Melbourne. So GABS Sydney's just gone, right? Weekend just gone.
This weekend. This weekend.
Yeah, and then Melbourne the following
GABS Sydney
weekend.
is this weekend. Melbourne is the following weekend. Man, a couple of my students are working at all 3 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what a massive undertaking with the container bars and everything to go set up in Sydney, because it's been 2 weeks since GABS in Brisbane, which is a fair break. But they've got to pack up, chuck everything on a truck, send it to Melbourne, set up, and get GABS Melbourne going the following weekend. That's a big undertaking, eh?
It is massive, yeah. The GABS Sydney I went to a couple of years ago when we had a stall at all 3 GABS for the first time and last time. Yeah. Like just as the bell was ringing, they were like, "Oh, the container bars aren't working. Just give us some time." And the people were just teeming into the joint. And
shit.
And it was like, oh shit, this is not going to be good. And there was just line up so far from those container bars. And then eventually they figured it out, settled down and got going. But that place was just rocking. There was so many people there. It was just chaos.
It's at a new location this year. It's down in Darling Harbour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's down there? Oh, that convention center or something.
Yeah, the convention center. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
That's good. Like that year, it was like miles out. You had to get a train there and shit. It was like out near Homebush or something, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Went to the one in Sydney when I had it at the Carriage Works, I think it was, in Redfern. That was really cool. Yeah. That was really cool. That was a good location. Convention centre, why not? I'm really looking forward to GABS Melbourne.
What are your plans for Melbourne?
Well, I'm flying down on Thursday morning, do the AIBA dinner. And
are you going to wear that shirt or no?
I might wear it under my suit shirt. If I win a trophy, okay, let's make a pact, right? If any of us win a trophy, we'll just rip our buttons off our shirt and just go, fucking listen to Boss and the Brewer.
Wow, I don't know about that. I don't think I will do that.
Really? You never know what happens if I win a trophy or you win a trophy.
I'll put a photo in the group. I'll do that.
Yeah, okay.
If I win a trophy, it's not my trophy because I don't make the beer. It's the crew. So
yeah, true.
You know.
So down on Thursday morning for the AIBA dinner. Friday's going to be muck-up day at GABS. So if you happen to be in Melbourne and you see me at GABS in Melbourne, I'm going to apologise in advance because
morning session or a bit of both, or what are you fucking with?
All I know is that usually I hang out at Beer Deluxe after the AIBAs till early hours of the morning, sometimes until the daylight hours. Go home, have half an hour's sleep, get up, go to GABS.
That's how Hendo does it.
And so I'm usually pretty pre-cooked on the Friday.
Do you remember when they used to do the tasting in the morning before GABS? That's not a thing anymore, is it?
I should be, hey.
That was great. That was where I remember we did the bandwagon beer with your head on it and Wade and the guys from Big Shed, and it had all you guys as cartoon characters, which I think is where this image comes from.
Yes.
And I saw you guys at that thing and gave you guys all a shirt, and Ross from Bacchus.
Yes, that's right.
And I gave all you guys a shirt. That was at the tasting, and you could just go in there, taste all the gold medal beers without all the noise and fanfare, drink as much as you want, and sit around, chill. It was great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I hope they do that again.
I think they don't do that anymore because they give you they know the gold medal beers ahead of time, and you get to drink them at the awards.
At the dinner, yeah. Well, what they've done at GABS, maybe they're going to do it again this year, but I remember they set up that big silver caravan, the bubble caravan, and that's one of the stands at GABS, and you can go and try some of the gold medal beers at GABS.
That's cool.
So hopefully they'll do that again. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I'm looking forward to GABS. The last one we went to was good, but it was at that other venue. I'm looking forward to going back to the exhibition, the Carlton Gardens building. I forget what it's called, but it's cool.
We should catch up for a beer before the AIBA dinner or something.
Yeah, keen as shit. All right. Did you have a look at these? So some of these articles were from AFR, which I shouldn't copy and steal, but I kind of did because I subscribed to it and I just sent them to you. This first one was an article about Tribe, predicting more M&A in craft beer and
I've got no access to that. You haven't shared it with me. You posted a link, but I can't. It says I need to request access.
Oh, I didn't? Oh shit. That was a rookie move, wasn't it?
Yeah,
All right, I've just shared it with you, but I'll read it to you. Tribe Breweries predicts wave of M&A in craft beer. It just talks about the inflation in prices, and breweries are going to struggle, and breweries that are bigger like Tribe are going to be fine. Basically,
all right.
It's kind of there.
So basically, the gist of that story, without me reading it, is big brewery says that there's going to be mergers and acquisitions. Is that right?
Yes. But the thing that I thought was interesting about it is the volume. I always find it interesting when they mention the volume numbers. So the Tribe Brewery at Goulburn is aiming to be an annual production. They always say aiming to be. They never say what volume they're brewing, let alone selling. Yeah. But I know they make fuckloads of beer. But Tribe Brewery aiming to be at annual production rates of around 35 million litres within 18 months.
Nah.
That's massive.
Nah. Not happening.
For about 10, so they brew for about 10 companies, it says.
Yeah. I'll try to do some interesting stuff.
It also says annual revenue of $40 million plus this financial year, which really, this is the same thing with the Brick Lane one. That's fuck all for that kind of volume. I don't understand.
They got, lots of staff shortages there, and it hit pretty much the same as the broader industry. You can't find crew. It's holding them up, I think.
So what do you think about the M&A? So what I guess, it wouldn't be too hard to work out what volume.
Let's talk about the M&A thing, right?
Yeah, the M&A thing.
Who's going to buy who?
Right.
Agreed. That's the first thing that I ask when someone like Tribe goes mergers and acquisitions. Okay, that's cool. Who the fuck is going to buy who in this market? No one's buying Feral. Founders First are trying to sell, probably some of their portfolio, or divest out, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. The majors aren't buying.
One thing the majors would buy, I reckon.
What?
Better beer.
Possibly.
They would buy that, and Mighty Craft would
get a payday.
And get out of all of their craft business. Shareholders do really well. The majors get a massive exploding brand. Everyone's happy.
Yeah. Well, Better Beer got the award for best beer at the Retail Awards or something that was on this week.
Yeah, I've got that in there. The ones I went to in Melbourne, the Endeavour. Yeah,
the Endeavour one. Yeah.
They were nominated for every award. It's their best product by a mile. Yeah,
but maybe. CEB's not going to buy it because it just cannibalizes Great Northern.
Does it? Do you think so?
So be it.
Yeah, but it's not for the same person.
Yeah, I suppose. So what is it? Is Better Beer ultra premium Great Northern?
Hipster version of Great Northern. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know. I just don't. Now that Stonerwood's been sold, That means Lions won't have an appetite to buy anything for a while. CUB's not really got an appetite to buy anything. I can't imagine if they did, they might have a look at Ferrell, but no one's really looking at Ferrell. So Coca-Cola's hanging on to it. I'm sure there's been a conversation that's happened.
Mm.
When Stone, for example, when Stone and Wood sold, I was like, it's not a surprise. You kind of expected it. Right?
Oh, I was kind of surprised about that. Except
Really?
that I was told about it the day before. But yeah, I was kind of surprised about Stone and Wood.
Yeah,
Wasn't surprised about Bolter. Very surprised about Stone and Wood.
Yeah, I wasn't really surprised. It had to happen at some point in the future. And you kind of knew it was on the cards anyways. But
how did you know that? Like, I know people that work there that were pretty shocked.
Really?
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of crew around production that are ex-Lion, and there's my opinion. This is just my opinion. It's not based on anything really.
It's not kind of any M&A advice, is it?
No, it's not M&A advice at all. Right. I know fuck all about that shit. But there was some synergy in the culture with Lion, that sort of thing. Even though the three founders, had some, fiercely independent up until the point when some serious money got put on the table. Didn't surprise me. The timing didn't really surprise me either. It was just they were getting big enough at 16 to 20 million litres a year that was enough to buy back 0.5% of market share in the broader beer market and make that happen really quickly.
It's such a flagship beer, that Pack Ale too. Like even now, it's just venues that have it on sell shitloads of it, and they sell fuck all of anything else. Like it's a beer that people love. Well,
the thing the thing that I thought that Lion was buying it for that hasn't really come into fruition yet is Green Coast mid-strength.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so we're coming close to almost a year, probably 10 months or so now, the takeover happened, that sort of thing. And I would have thought that, and I would have said that Lion would have bought Stone and Wood to get access to the Green Coast brand to grow their mid-strength product, because their mid-strength product came out about 3 or 4 months before they sold to Lion. For me, that was the red flag that was waved to me to go,
new clear bottle mid-strength beer that's brewed at another
clear
brewery.
Bottle mid-strength 3.5% lager, and you're going, all right, I think you might be setting yourself up for a bit of a sale there. But since that point, we haven't really heard much about, Green Coast mid-strength lager, and even though they have the ability to produce lots of it at
Casellas or wherever they're doing it.
Casellas, yeah.
If I had more time and could be bothered, I would put that special waterfall music in here and then pull out our conversation from back when we had that conversation.
Yes.
And then come back into this conversation.
Yes.
But I can't be fucked doing that. But I did do that last time we had this conversation about Ferrell.
Yes.
So when I said if I could be fucked, I wouldn't do it, but I actually did do it.
Did you?
I did do it. And
wow.
On top of that, last week when Liam was on the show, we introduced a new segment called Dead Wrong. It's not a segment, really. It's just whenever we're wrong.
Yes, I heard that.
We're wrong.
What was I dead wrong about last week?
Well, the Brewdog thing.
Yeah,
the Brewers said that was bullshit. Anyway, the Ferrell thing. So when I listened to that back, because I had the same kind of vague memory of it that you had, which was we both sort of said no one's going to buy it. But actually, when I listened to it back, I said no one's going to buy it. You said it gave you optimism about independent craft beer, and we might get it might be returned to independence or get one of the indies to buy it.
When did I say that?
When we talked about Ferrell, Coke selling Ferrell originally.
Back in episode, what? Early
8
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, fuck, I was dead wrong there, wasn't I?
Dead wrong. Unless it happens. Yeah.
Oh, well, if I'm dead wrong, I'll say I'm dead wrong.
Agreed. Me too. Haven't been. Not once in my life, but you never. Okay. All right. Endeavour Supplier Awards. Yeah, so I just put this in.
What was
quickly.
that like?
It was, Endeavour's a big company. For a lot of us breweries, they're our number one customer. Like,
so you were in Melbourne last week.
I flew down to Melbourne just for these awards.
Right.
The guys,
and that's the same time that I was in Melbourne for the AIBA's judging.
Correct.
And then I'd finished the AIBA judging, and after 3 full days of judging,
yep,
I went and had a cheesesteak and a beer at the Catfish with Lee McAllister Smiley.
Yes.
And then you finished at the Endeavour Awards, and then you said, "Let's get a beer." And I went, "I'm going to bed." And then you called me a pussy.
Wait, I didn't. That's not an appropriate word to use. I said softcock.
Oh, okay.
I said something. No, I would never use derogatory.
It was very
language.
disparaging, Dan.
Well, towards you, yes.
I don't care.
I was disappointed you didn't want to come out for a beer, but that's fine. I know you.
I was so wrecked.
Well, Billy from Endeavour also did the judging, so he rocked up when I rocked up after a full day of judging.
Who is this?
Billy, the head of the beer category at Endeavour. So he basically oversees all of the beer and cider at Endeavour Group, BWS and Dan Murphy's.
Okay.
Billy Ryan, his name is. So he did the judging.
Yeah.
And then he rocked up to the awards, same time I rocked up after a full day of judging. And then we had the whole awards after that. So the poor guy was just like going at it all day, but he looked solid. He was fine.
It was, it was.
He didn't go home to bed like you did, that's for sure.
Well, no one judges as hard as I judge hard, man.
Okay,
I judge hard.
Right.
Tell us about the Group Supplier Awards. What's it about? And
what
were you doing there?
It was Endeavour, our BWS and Dan Murphy's and other things. We've talked about them on this show a little bit before. We talked about the non-alc bar that they've got opening in Melbourne. They're our biggest customer. That any brewery that's got kind of major distribution, they're probably their biggest customer.
Yep.
Because they're the biggest retailer in the country. So really, it was just about them recognizing their partners and what was going well. And I flew down just for that event, just because they're our best customer, and also just out of interest of what things are going well for them. I thought it'd be interesting to see. It was a pretty legit event, as you'd expect.
What is going well?
Company. Better beer.
Thinking about doing a beer in that space?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if we can get the right if we can get everything right. It's just like we've always done well when we've had a beer that have just sort of flown naturally. It's been a good idea that's all grown organically. So if that happens, maybe, but sometimes you try to do something and it just doesn't really work when you try to push it. I like things to be organic.
Yeah, for sure.
But so
on the beer side, what was some of the award winners? Better Beer obviously won. Were there different awards for different categories? I'm not sure how that works. Yeah, I don't get invited to these things. Well, no one likes me in retail.
Well, they invited people who were nominated, but we met up with the Capital and the Bent Spoke guys who also flew in kind of just for it. And Capital were nominated, but Bent Spoke weren't. So I was able to give them a bit of shit about that, which we don't often get a win against.
Where was it? Where was the event?
At the Timber Yard in Port Melbourne.
Oh, cool.
Have you been there? It's fancy as shit.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I've
cool.
never been there.
But yeah, so Sustainability Award, they had like small producer. The small producer was Bilson's, who were in
South Australia.
Beechworth, I think. Bilson's.
Oh, Beechworth. Sorry, Beechworth.
And they were saying they'd grown to like 100 staff or something, and they've got all these like fruit tingle RTDs and shit like that they're just absolutely smashing. So that was a local product of the year. That was our category that East Coast Haze was nominated for, but they won that. Accolade Wines, Mighty Craft and Better Beer were nominated for quite a lot of things, but they won Best Brand Activation and Exclusive Product of the Year because that beer is still exclusive to Endeavour in pack.
Is it?
So all that volume they're doing, other than like the on-prem stuff, is all through Endeavour.
Wow.
So that's incredible.
And
then Collaboration Award was Brick Lane, who I'm thinking they probably brew the Pinnacle drinks, I'm guessing. Probably brew some of them.
Yeah.
Because Endeavour are doing $1 billion a year in their own branded drink products.
Really?
Yeah. And I think a lot. I think
business.
Might have to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they're done at Brick Lane. They had a non-alc bar there, which we went to.
How was that?
Non-alc cocktail bar, and then as soon as we realised it was non-alc,
So soft drink bar.
We ran the other way.
That's a soft drink bar.
They had one of those. And
did you have a soft drink?
There was no people there. Everyone just went, "What is it? Where do you get the beer?"
Well, I suppose if you ask a whole bunch of people who work in the liquor industry to not drink liquor,
that's fair.
I think it's like it's a swing and a miss. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk of non-alc, but yeah, I guess at an event like that, you're not going to drink a non-alc beer. I don't know, but yeah, it was worth going to, and we were stoked to be nominated.
Good on you. Which one were you nominated for?
The local product of the year with East Coast Haze, which goes very well in Queensland, but isn't distributed nationally. So we're kind of working on getting it distributed nationally, which would be very good for us.
Get on it. You got the fucking canning machine for it now?
Yes, we do. We do. Right, AIBA judging. You were down there. Give us a little wrap up of that. Wait, I got another beer. I got another sponsorship.
Oh, so do I.
Oh, do you?
What have you got?
Wait, I've still got this beer.
Was that your pre-drink?
I had a pre-drink while I was cooking dinner, which is East Coast Haze, which is not a sponsor. I'm going to drink this, but I've got enough. Oh, you got Medusa?
Medusa. Courtesy of Helios Brewing Company.
Oh, sounds like something you used to make drinks for breakfast.
Stop. Yeah, look at this Medusa. What a fucking great label.
It is great.
Great label.
I'm having deja vu.
Black IPA. We're a bit of fans of the old Black IPA on this show. With Neo Mexicanus and all that sort of stuff. Rebel Big Shed Neo Mexicanus.
That one's
exciting.
Really good. Is
that
my
glass? It's still fucking dirty as shit.
This glass is really good though. I like this glass a lot.
All right, that's really fucking good. Oh my God, that is satiating.
Yeah,
makes your mouth water. Have you got one of these?
No, I got something else.
Fuck.
I'm not going to reveal what it is though.
Holy moly, that's just that and the Pursleys last week. Fucking excellent. Go Helios.
Yeah, they're smashing it. All right. AIBA judging.
Yeah. So flew down on Monday night, and for a lot of the judges, they actually hadn't judged in 2 years because of COVID. So like Lee, for instance, didn't judge last year. I judged last year because I signed a waiver that said if there was a lockdown, I would be stuck in Melbourne at my own expense. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Oh, you're taking one for the team. You're a man of the people. So when Lee doesn't judge, does he just sit at home and just drink 50 beers by himself?
Yeah, Lee calls that judging, I think.
Yep.
So anyways, went down. It was great to see lots of old friends I hadn't seen for a couple of years. I saw Steve Finney. I saw, who else did I see? Steve Finney, he's ex Ferrell back in the day. And then he went to, I think, Other Side Brewing or something like that in Perth. Now he's starting his own brewing operation. I won't mention any more than that because he's probably keeping that under wraps.
No, this could be an exclusive.
And
Boston Brewer exclusive.
Yeah.
What else was
there? Do you know who else was there? Brendan Varys.
Oh, there you go. Get them together. Buy Farrell back.
Fuck. I don't think Brendan Varys, man.
What's he doing?
He looks he's judged for many, many years.
Right, but what's he doing for work at the moment?
I don't know. I never got a chance to really have a chat to him.
Oh.
But he's got a sick mullet.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sick mullet.
Is he just like living on an island just with cocktails and non-alc cocktails and shit like that? Or?
Not sure. Nah. He's a gin man. He just drinks lots of gin. Judge with some really good judges. Did a day with Keelan from Stone and Wood.
Oh, nice.
That was really good because we haven't really judged together or anything like that. And he's a really good table captain. Lots of cool things happened. So Pink Boots Society had an arrangement with Melbourne Royal to have, I think it was 4 or 5 women become associate judges. So there was Eden from Prancing Pony. There was Lindsay from Stomping Ground. I judged with MC from Mary Claire from Two Birds. So that was really good to see. Pink Boots being represented at the AIBA judging. And really good to catch up with everyone. Now, normally at this point, you would say to me, how are the beers? So ask me, how are the beers?
So Hendo, how are the beers?
Yeah, look, normally I would say to you, this year, the standard was just a little bit better than last year and that sort of thing. That wasn't the case this year.
Interesting.
I would say that the standard of the beer, and it really pains me to bloody say that, but I would say that the standard of the beers has plateaued, maybe even taken a tiny little step backwards.
Was it? Do you get insight into the amount of entries? Like, is it sort of like more entries?
Yeah, 2,650 beers, so a little bit about the same as last year, I think.
Yeah,
but and I say that about my sort of overall impression of the beers that I sat down and judged. I was doing like 50 or 60 beers a day over 3 days, and it just was not. I couldn't honestly come back and hand on heart say to you, oh yeah, the beers were so much better this year than last year. It was about the same, maybe a little bit off a little bit, and that sort of thing. Some of the areas that I was, a little bit disappointed with was lots of really common preventable faults. Oxidation is always one that you're gonna get, but
oxidation would be mosely due to the age, wouldn't it be? Like,
oh, not necessarily. We had a few beers that were so badly oxidized they were discolored. That's really bad. Have you never seen that before?
Oh, 100%. But like for beer awards, you're sending your freshest beer, aren't you, generally? And
that's how you and I play it. But just some people just send whatever's in the warehouse,
Yeah, okay. Yep.
There was quite a few discolored beers. Quite a bit of acetaldehyde this year. It's a pretty basic fermentation fault. Couple of D-bombs and stuff like that, and those sorts of things. Last year and then 2019 seemed to be sort of fading off into the distance. And
man, so I had in my trip to Melbourne, I had 2 D-bombs out of the handful of places I enjoyed a beer, and I won't say any more than that, but it kind of blew me away because, like, if it's a venue that's all you do, at awards I kind of get it because you've all walks of life sending beers into these awards. Like a lot of people, I remember when we started, like we were just happy to send beer and get feedback, on the beers. But if this is like a really big venue that's selling the beers, like the staff must be tasting it. Did they not even know that this thing is just not supposed to taste like this? Like that, I had 2 in 2 days.
Yeah,
across not many venues, like literally 4 or 5, 6 venues.
Yeah, right. That's no good, mate.
Yeah, awards, wouldn't you? You'd almost expect it, wouldn't you? Because you'd get a lot of kind of shitty beer because people are just kind of sending it for the first year or like.
Yeah. There was a little bit of that as well, I'm trying not to mention specific styles that I judge just because the awards haven't been announced yet. And I just want to make sure that the integrity of the competition is, that's an important thing to uphold. But the other thing that was happening as well was like brewers entering beers that were out of class, not adhering to the style guidelines. And normally you get 1 or 2, but there was quite a few that was sort of just, this beer would be, I'm sure the brewer thought it's this style, but it should be sitting over there somewhere. would have done way better.
Is this to do with the changing of the rules? Anything to do with that, or no?
No. The particular styles that I was judging where this occurred would not have been affected by that. You know, a pale ale must be entered in the pale ale class, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
So, yeah, really interesting. Yeah, really interesting stuff. And that's why I sort of thought that this year's beers would just either plateaued or just maybe dropped off a little bit in quality. I hope that we get over that next year or later this year at the Indies and that sort of thing. I'm sure a lot of it, you know, if I was to sort of take a step back and look at the broader picture, I think COVID's probably had a bit of an impact on it.
Yeah.
You know, on a lot of breweries, staffing, you know, staff shortages, staff retention, all that sort of stuff would have definitely been part of that as well. And so, yeah, I think just sort of coming off the back of COVID, especially in Melbourne, they got hit pretty hard, you know, is kind of like the thing that's happened. But I'm genuinely looking forward to the awards dinner on the 26th, where no doubt you and I will cross paths whilst we're suited up and have a one quiet beer. That's all I'm planning to have that night, just one beer.
With our shirt underneath.
Yep. And, we'll see what happens.
I've got one question, but I've got another sponsored post.
Are you in bed?
I am in bed, yes.
Okay.
Well, my kids are out there watching TV, so.
Oh, okay, rightio.
I moved to it's a duplex. There's not a whole lot of rooms in this joint, so
yeah, right.
I'm making do, and I might be living here for quite a while if Metricon go out of business. So this could be the new podcast studio.
What do you got there?
This one is the. Fuck me. They don't make it easy, do they? The Daedalus East Coast IPA from Helios.
Daedalus.
Okay, there you go. You're better at this than I am.
Well, I don't speak Greek.
So this arrived today. The label looks amazing. The date, I always look at the date. It's packaged fucking 6 days ago. It's
sweet.
It's an 8.5% East Coast IPA. And it's going to knock my dick into the dirt, I'm pretty sure.
So look at it in the glass.
How the saying goes. Let's see what we're working with.
How did you get that?
It turned up on my desk. I don't know. I don't know how these things happen, but this turned up on my desk.
How many standard drinks? So 2.5 standard drinks I can see on the screen there.
Yeah, how can you see that?
Well, I'm wearing my glasses.
Very good fucking eyes. You could see that from there.
I'm only I've got a 32-inch screen, mate. I can see into next week.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's 8.5%. That's
any good?
Well, it smells good. I don't really drink that many 8.5% drink beers. I mean, we did launch an 11% beer today, so I shouldn't talk, but it's
what was the 11.5% beer?
Mega Hornet.
Oh, that's such a good beer.
Let's see how this goes.
So if you're listening to it with a podcast app that cuts out the silences, you missed Dan sipping that beer.
That's true. Well, they knew it was coming. It's good. It's got a big, solid malt backbone. Nice hop aroma. Good head on it. Delicious.
Oh, good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Would
very
recommend.
Fresh. Tastes very good. Yeah. Oh, easy drinking too. 8.5%. I know everyone always says that, but that actually that's easy to fucking drink. Way too easy to drink.
And I'm just gonna have a little bit of a moment here because Adzi is doing such a good job over at Helios, and he's one of my former TAFE students, and all the TAFE students. Oh man, there's just so many good things happening with them. I'm so excited about it. Luke Cooper, who's one of the 12.
One of the 12.
He recently had his graduation ceremony last week because there was a TAFE graduation ceremony last week.
Congratulations.
I think it was. And
is it sober, right?
Yeah. Well, he's the head brewer at Sober now.
Fuck yeah.
So he's TAFE's first head brewer.
That's awesome. Wait, they're our first sponsor, I think, Sober.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so he's like the first head brewer to come out of that program Annie's first Australian as well. And, fuck, that's tough enough as it is. I can't remember the name of his mob. I think it's the Weeman. Well, anyway, I don't want to fuck it up.
You're about to say Wyman.
No. Yeah, I think he's from out in Moree or something like that. Anyway, so he's just graduated the certificate, or had his graduation ceremony for the Certificate 3. First head brewer out of that program, which is fucking huge. And one of my students from the very first intake at the end of 2020, she's going places. I won't say where, but she's going places, and she's about to go into a team leadership role, which is fucking sick.
Nice.
And it's really good and very rewarding to see that, these guys that I'm, putting through now, they've got their beer in a can, and they brewed their finale beer today. So in the TAFE program, you brew, you do a couple of batches of the core range, and then you can get to brew whatever you want. And we brewed this red IPA today, and it's pretty sick, man.
Nice.
It's going to be like 7.5%, and it's just smashed full of Nelson Sauvin and Mosaic Lupamax and Strata.
Shit, yeah.
Yum. And
could that be are you canning that? That could be a next.
No, it's not going in a can. It's just going into keg. Nice. And so it was only. It's only supposed to be a 6% beer. Anyway, it turned into 7.7% beer today.
Send us a keg. We'll chuck it on in Brizzy.
Can you do that?
Shit, yeah.
All right. I'll who should I reach out to at yours to buy a keg?
Just I don't know, me. Like just for one keg at Brisbane?
Yeah, well, I've got to get Keith to talk to your guy. My guy's going to talk to your guy so he can drop it over at Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
totally.
Just, if you want to do like a little thing to celebrate it, like we've got a bar license there. We can put whatever on.
Yeah,
so,
or you can do a guest tap and that, and support the students and stuff like that. I'd be really 100%. Grateful for that, mate.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
well, we've got at least. I'm just trying to think as you were saying how many past or present students we've got to work for us. I think there's at least 5.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're doing great work, mate. I had the sponsor that was not a sponsor that is going to be a sponsor mentioned the work that you're doing there, and they also had some of your students come in to their business. And
I just like I just like seeing them go and do some cool shit. Like one of my graduates is working up with Rupert up at 10 Toes, and I was talking to Rupert last night. He's fucking super stoked, and I'm like, oh, this is really good, and I feel like I'm using my forces for good and not evil. Fuck
oath. I think that's great. You're a legend, mate.
It's very fulfilling, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think
it's very fulfilling.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense to me. Good on you. I think it's awesome. All right, we've got a couple more stories, and then, actually, why don't we get to this traineeships one? Did you get a chance to look at this one? Because this is kind of in the same vein. We've talked about traineeships on this before.
Source Brewer traineeships, yeah. What have we got here?
So Brews News Source launches brewer traineeships. This only went up today, and I haven't looked at it. I just put in the notes, but I knew it was a topic we'd talked about and would be something you'd be interested in. So
traineeships. Part-time brewing traineeship. That will combine on-the-job experience with the official Certificate 3 course at Ultimo TAFE. Yep, good.
Yep. Is that the one that Richard's associated with? He was telling me about it.
Yes, Richard is associated with Ultimo TAFE.
Yeah.
And look, this quote here is spot on from Mike Clark at Source. He said, our industry has been suffering a shortage of qualified people for some time. The number and scale of craft breweries has grown rapidly, but the number of qualified brewers has lagged behind. It couldn't be further from the truth. Oh, wait, no, that's totally the truth. I don't want to mess up the words.
Couldn't be more on the money.
And yeah, it looks like they're just backing the Certificate 3. Yeah, it's great. Bloody awesome.
So what does this actually mean? Like
so it's okay. So you talk about traineeships, right? So a traineeship is basically where there's some differences between traineeship and apprenticeship, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But basically, traineeships is where you do a lot of on the job training, but you still do your prac and exam assessments, at TAFE. And an apprenticeship is where you do TAFE for all of your knowledge assessments, but all of your skills assessments are done on the job, and usually there's some government pay subsidy and that sort of thing.
Apprenticeships are more for like recognized trades like chippy and
brewing
plumber
should
and
be recognized.
100%. Yeah,
brewing's totally should be recognized trade.
Yeah, we've talked about that on here before.
Yeah, exactly. There's nowhere in Australia yet that does an apprenticeship, and there are some rumblings about that this could be on the cards in a few places across Australia. So, I hope that apprenticeships happen soon. I think that's the next big leap as far as brewer skills goes.
But what is actually happening here at Source?
So what do we got here? It covers the cost. Okay, so basically the traineeship is covering the cost of the course for new trainees, as well as providing some rebates back to the employer. So there is some government incentives.
But what are they doing that other breweries can't do? Like we've paid for people to go through the course. Is that what they're doing?
Well, it sounds like the government's paying for the course instead of you guys paying for the course, which is what you guys have been doing so far, I think, or the staff member themselves have been paying for the course.
So
there needs to be some government support there,
So every brewery can do this, or?
Well, there'd be a cap on the number of places, no doubt.
There's actually quite a few incentives in Queensland at the moment. We've got quite a few people going through traineeships where the government is incentivizing, not in brewing, but in like food production, some of the packaging guys, I think some of the supply guys, distribution, and the government is kind of paying a subsidized wage to do a traineeship. And we're doing a little bit of that. So I don't know if it's the same thing they're talking about here. But
well, I think this quote here pretty much sums it up. It basically says it's a program that's designed to incentivize businesses to take on new trainees. Got to keep that unemployment rate down. It's great for the trainee too. The TAFE course is oversubscribed and not cheap. This way they get a guaranteed placement. And not only does that not cost them a cent, but they actually get paid to do it. And they've already got their first job sorted. And that's what it's all about, mate. It's just jobs.
Can every brewery do this, or I don't know?
I don't know. Well, maybe if you're New South Wales, I'm pretty sure there'll be something in Queensland soon. I don't know too much about it, but no doubt there should be probably at some point a Queensland Craft Brewing Strategy 2.0 would be great. Not that that's anything official, but it would be cool if they did something like that.
Say more, Hando.
We'll see. Stay tuned, mate. Stay tuned.
All right. Why don't we bring up the original strategy one week and go through it and look at what they've achieved and what they didn't? And is that going to create problems if we do that?
No, I'm doing it. Google half filled it in for me.
All right. Okay. You want to get to 12 questions?
Yeah.
So we've got a question we got sent by our email, and we've got last week's 12 questions that we didn't get to, and then we've got this week's. How about we do this week's first, just because you posted today? And
yeah, go for it. All right, hit me. What do you got?
The rules are I don't
24 questions
beforehand. I fucking hope not. That's a lot of questions. Oh shit, a lot of comments, but normally they're all people
shit posts. Shit posts.
Exactly. Right. First question. Lee McAllister Smiley, who's already been mentioned.
I know that guy.
Yeah. He's a troublemaker. See, I messaged him, seeing if he wants to go for a beer. He was up for it. You weren't. See, he's not a soft cock.
Did he end up meeting you out for a beer?
No, he didn't. But he didn't wimp out of it like you did so easily.
Well, what did he do?
I don't know. It was a long night. I don't know what he did. I think he went and judged at home by himself. So Lee says, what event is coming up to wear our new shirts?
GABS Melbourne.
That's it. Is he going to go, do you think? Was he judging? He was judging, of course.
I wonder if he's going to go to the dinner. Maybe. I don't think he's going to go. I did say, mate, you should come to Melbourne for the dinner. And he said, I don't think I'll get time out of the brewery. He's a busy boy at his brewery.
If you judge, you can still send beer down, right? You just can't judge your category.
Oh, even if I judge my own beer, I would never know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, why would he ask that question? Fucking GABS, Lee. What are you talking about?
Yeah, fucking GABS, man.
All right. Okay. John Marcus, not asking for financial advice. That's good. We don't give out
That's
financial
good. We don't
advice.
do financial advice.
No. Can brewers claim beer purchases at tax time? That's a good question.
Yes.
Go on. Okay. This sounds like financial advice.
Yes. This is not tax advice. But yes, fucking oath, man. You got to max that shit out.
Well, this
you can claim beer in lots of different ways as a brewer. So you get $500 a year for market research. You can also, like, because I judge beer, I can claim some beer as training. Like, for example, the Hollandia sometimes gets written off as tax because I'll spike the beer for beer judge training. It's a good beer to spike,
Yeah.
So tax-free Hollandia, it's $53 a carton, no GST, tax deductible. That makes it like a $25 carton of piss.
Can you just get like a carton of Hollandia and then spike it with like one drop of door in each can and then smash it and then write it off for tax? Asking for a friend.
I'm a wiser man for doing just that. And then, you could do lots of different stuff. You can't take the piss. Like, not 100% of my beer is tax deductible, but it's my job, so, it's important. Yeah. Like, can I go to the pub on a Sunday afternoon, smash a whole heap of piss and shout mates the bar and expect it to be tax deductible? No, that's the fringe benefit, right? But if I'm doing stuff that relates to my work or my client's work or something like that, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it would be good if, this would never happen, but it would be good if like the ATO or someone just wrote an article and just said, this is exactly what is reasonable and what isn't. But I think the thing is, my limited understanding of tax is you can claim whatever the fuck you want to claim. But if you get audited,
then
you have to explain it. And it's unlikely, but if you do get audited, you have to explain it. And it's going to be a little bit of a tough sell to say that all this beer you're drinking is claimable on tax. I think if you're a business, and I know the question was if you're a brewer, I think if you're a business owner, you should be able to claim anything on tax. And I don't know why, which I don't ever claim any alcohol on tax and never have. And it sounds like I probably should, but
yes,
I think you should be able to claim anything, because I think, like, who's to say that you having beers at the pub is not the best way to spend your revenues as a business? Like, that might be the best, like you might be having beers with the boss of whoever. It might lead to a deal that doubles your business overnight, enables you to employ a lot more people. That's not the ATO can't decide if that's smart. Like, only you as the owner of the business can decide.
That's it. Now, obviously, that's entertainment, and that is a fringe benefit.
I get you can't claim it. I get that's what the rule is. But to me, I think you should be able to. I think you should be able to.
Because when the fringe benefits tax came in, there was like business people from banks and stuff just having junkets going, we're doing a deal and all that sort of stuff.
I get that.
You got to draw the line somewhere. And all they want you to do is just to document, what specifically that particular bunch of beers was about.
What about if you're an Instagram influencer, right? So you're a very attractive person. Your whole business thrives on you being extremely attractive and your photos being amazing on Instagram.
Yes.
I mean, what aspect of your life could you not legitimately claim as a business expense. Like everything you do, I think is, like everything you eat,
what would
everything you drink,
happen?
all your dream.
All right, let's say I'm an
all your gym
Instagram
memberships,
influencer,
your haircuts.
and
Not for
let's
you,
say
haircuts.
let's say
Sorry.
let's say I'm an Instagram influencer, right? And I've got a photo of me at the beach in my bikini with a bottle of fucking champagne and, you know, pouring it and, break the internet and all that sort of shit. You would have to demonstrate to the ATO, and let's say you bought that bottle of Bollinger or whatever it was, you would have to demonstrate to the ATO that particular post generated revenue for you.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's not how business works.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
You want to claim a tax deduction?
I'm not saying how the ATO works. I'm saying how real life works. Like if you're this Instagram influencer on the beach in your bikini drinking that bottle, the only reason you can make money is because you've built up a brand that's based around this whole image that has cost an absolute fortune to create. That includes the food you eat, the gyms you go to, the alcohol you bought, all of that stuff. Like that, they're expenses that have gone into that. So they're business expenses.
So great, but how do influencers make money, mate?
Loads of different ways.
Sure. Give me a couple examples.
Product placement, sponsorships, speaking gigs.
Okay.
Collaborations. I mean, Better Beer, that they got the fastest growing company in the alcohol category in the country.
So there's that post of you in your bikini with your bottle of champagne. Now, if there was, if we're trying to claim the champagne as a tax deduction.
No, I'm not just claiming the champagne. I'm claiming everything they've eaten that day, everything they've eaten for the last 10 years, every gym membership they've been to, every cafe thing they've gone to meet.
Right. Let's say you were sponsored by the champagne company. Let's say you're sponsored by Veuve Clicquot or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And you're there pouring a bottle of Veuve Clicquot in your flute glass and breaking the internet and all that sort of stuff. And they paid you for that. Perhaps maybe, and this is not tax advice, perhaps maybe you could claim the bikini, the outfit, the photographer, all that sort of stuff.
But they only paid you for that because you built the brand up and it cost you money to do that.
Yeah, but you've got to spend money to make money, don't you? I don't know.
No. I just feel like if the business owners should be able to decide what is an expense for their business, and the ATO can't decide that. I just think like the example you gave with the Hollandia, like who's to say you buying a carton of Hollandia to drink is not a good way for you to spend the money that you've earned from your business? Like, why is it better for you to just give that to the ATO than just spend it, give it to another business?
Yeah.
It helps you. You make the decision. Like you could keep it if you want. You could keep it, pay tax and keep the profit. But instead you decide to spend it because you think that's a good way to spend money for your business. I don't know. I feel like that should be claimable.
I don't have a problem paying tax. If you're paying tax, you're making money. Of course, you keep it to a minimum.
I'm not talking about avoiding tax. I'm just saying who's a better person to decide what is tax deductible and what isn't, or what is like a legitimate expense for your business.
Yeah.
Than you. The ATO are definitely not better at deciding that. They're fucking useless.
I just want you to, if you're going to claim a deduction, they want to know how much money you made from that thing that you're claiming the deduction for.
Yeah, but that's not how business works. No,
it is.
It's not. It's everything that got you to that point.
Yeah.
Well, what if the only reason they're at the beach drinking this champagne is because the weekend before they went on a yacht in the fucking Caribbean with the boss of Moe, and it cost them 10 grand to go, but they only went because they wanted to network with the boss and they took a massive punt on themselves.
Yes.
And now they're on the beach and now they'll be able to do it. Like all of that should be tax deductible, right?
Yes, I understand where you're going. But that's not how it works.
I know it's not how it works. I'm just saying that I feel like business owners should have a bit more choice.
You know what? If you get audited and you can justify the cost of the bikini and you're prepared to argue that with the ATO, with the tax commissioner, fucking power to you, man.
That's not what I'm saying, Hendo. Like I don't do this ever. Like I don't do any kind of crazy tax shit. I've never written off alcohol for personal consumption. I'm just saying, I don't think the way it works makes a lot of sense as a business owner.
Makes sense.
But anyway, I feel like we answered the question and more, really. Created more controversy.
All right, next question. What do you got?
Wade, Curtis. Wade just asked questions he knows the answer to, but Wade says, why do people put beer glasses in the fridge or freezer?
Well, are we talking the science of beer here?
Sure. I would just say I like it fucking cold, but whatever you say, it's probably a lot smarter than that.
The idea, it's a really interesting one. So it's all about beer carbonation, right? And so you've got Henry's Law, and Henry's Law is the gas law that determines beer carbonation. And so basically the Henry's Law goes, the partial pressure of a gas above a liquid is proportional to the partial pressure of the gas dissolved in the liquid, multiplied by Henry's coefficient. And Henry's coefficient is all the variables about how soluble that gas is into that liquid, right? And so the variables around the solubility of CO2 in beer are things like the temperature of the beer is probably the main one, right? And so the reason why people put their glass in the fridge is that if beer gets warm, the CO2 comes out of solution and it fobs up.
But say that a bit slower.
If you pour a cold beer that's carbonated into a warm glass, the beer will warm up and the CO2 will come out of solution and the beer will fob.
Okay.
Because the temperature of the beer is part of Henry's coefficient. CO2 is more likely to dissolve into cold beer than warm beer. Right? Change the temperature of the beer, you change the solubility. A classic example, right? So let's say you have a teaspoon of sugar and 2 glasses of water, right? One glass of water's come out of the fridge and one's just you poured in out of the jug in your kettle in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Which one is going to more quickly dissolve the sugar? Hot water or cold water? Hot, right? So temperature is a factor on solubility of stuff, right? And so temperature is a factor in the solubility of CO2 in beer. So if you pour
it's fobbing, but then it's going, and then the head is disappearing. Is that the?
Yeah, but the CO2's come out of solution. It's flashed off. It's gone into the atmosphere.
Yeah, and then the beer has no head.
No carbonation.
Right.
No head's a different story.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right.
My
Frosty beer was carbonated before, but had no head because the glass was dirty. So don't mistake head retention with carbonation.
But
they're not the same
why
thing.
is there always why is the if you have a glycol system, like you go to a surf club, right?
Yeah.
And you get any craft beer, it'll be icy cold, have a big thick head on it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you go to an average brewery, with a tap room,
mm-hmm.
like a cold room, direct pour type setup or something like that, it won't be the same. I just assumed that was a temperature thing.
It is a temperature thing. It's absolutely a temperature thing. Beer CO2 comes out of solution in beer when the beer warms up.
Yeah.
Right. And so why you keep glasses in the fridge is that if I pour a cold beer into a warm glass, the beer is going to warm up, CO2 is going to come out of solution, and the beer is not going to be as carbonated.
Yeah. Okay.
If I pour a cold beer into a cold glass, beer stays cold.
Yeah.
CO2 stays in solution.
That's a good answer. And the beer stays colder as well.
Correct. Well,
I know we're supposed to drink beer warmer for more flavors, but fuck that. I like beer to be cold.
That's fine.
You don't keep your glass in the fridge at home, though, do you?
Clearly, I don't look after my glasses at all. Have you seen them?
You rarely even use glasses.
That's correct.
This beer is fucking great. These fucking Helios beers, man. I was nervous drinking this one because it's 8.5%. I feel like this is going to go to shit pretty soon, but It's very fucking good.
Good.
Right, Wade Curtis. Who will win the election? Can I answer that first?
Sure.
Doesn't matter. All right,
Yeah.
what's your answer?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
Life goes on.
Yeah. I'm seeing so many fucking ads. It's just like, fuck me.
I feel
Doesn't
lucky.
matter.
I don't see many ads,
Just
I see ads in my
billboards and
Facebook feed.
fucking TV and
I don't
everywhere.
watch free-to-air TV.
Big Brother. You watch
and
Big Brother, you got to watch it, dude.
Don't watch Maths. Don't watch Big Brother.
Don't
Nothing. I don't watch. I haven't watched free-to-air TV since 2013, 2014.
It hasn't changed. It's got the same people from Big Brother then that are on there bloody now.
Great. I haven't missed anything, have I?
No, it's exactly the same. Reggie's back.
And I get YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, but I have YouTube Premium, so I don't see any ads on YouTube. So I definitely don't see any Clive Palmer ads.
Dude, I drove to work today and Clive Palmer had a hot air balloon on the side of the freeway, Gold Coast, with a sign on the side, like a legit actual hot air balloon.
Like a big fat yellow balloon.
No. It said like, don't vote for the majors or something. And I assume it was Clive Palmer. It wasn't a yellow balloon. It was a normal hot air balloon, but this thing was gigantic. They're like 6 stories high.
Yeah, right.
You don't even need to watch TV. Like there's a whole house with like a fence all the way along that just with Clive Palmer ads. You can't avoid it.
There's probably Clive Palmer saying that, but I don't see Clive Palmer ads on YouTube. Don't really see any ads on. I don't look at a lot of Reddit. Don't see.
What are you doing on
political.
Reddit, dude? Like what happens on there? A lot of
I'm a
shit
lurker.
posting. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of shit posting. That's where I learned all my shit posting skills.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Reddit. I like to read Reddit. I don't really post much on Reddit. I like to see what people are saying about stuff.
Are you just like when you like go onto news.com and you like, or the Gold Coast Bulletin, you like read the comments, or like YouTube, you read the comments just to get a hit of dopamine or whatever, serotonin or whatever that chemical is?
Probably.
Let's do that another episode where we talk about your Reddit habits, because I'm interested in that.
Okay.
Don't have to go into too much detail.
Sure. That's a rabbit hole in itself.
All right, Wade, what are this week's lotto numbers?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't even play lotto. My parents played lotto. They never won the lotto.
Bo Curtis had a pretty good answer.
What? Both of them are there?
Bo Curtis replied with 12.
There you go. Smart man.
I like that. All right. Last week's question. Yes, I have this in the show notes to talk about, but I like this question. Louis G. Plagiarism. On the last episode, Dan said they called a limited edition beer Fire and Ice. What happens? That's our GABS beer, Black Ops GABS beer. What happens if there's already another alcoholic beverage with the same name sold in the same country by the same group, Endeavour?
That's an excellent question.
Yes. Do you want to have a crack at that, or do you want me to have a crack?
Sure.
Or a bit of both?
Well, I would say that as far as trademark and intellectual property law goes, and this is not legal advice.
This is definitely not legal advice. We don't do that.
That there are classes of intellectual property. And so there might be another alcoholic beverage called Fire and Ice, but there is actually an IP class 32 for beer. And then there's another one for spirits. And so you can have a spirit called Fire and Ice and a beer called Fire and Ice, and they don't overlap and you can't sue that person, provided the trademark is registered.
Okay. Yes.
Was that your take on it?
No. My take. So trademarks are complicated. I would say for the majority of beers that get released, they're not trademarked. Like if you think about like I don't have anything else to go by, but in our business we've done 300 plus beers. We've got 8 beers that are generally available long term. So 292 of the beers we've ever brewed are not a product we are making and selling on a mainstream basis. So like we don't really, other than just looking at, and it doesn't specifically answer the question, but other than just like looking at Untapped and thinking, okay, this is not really a beer that's popular with that exact name, we'll just call it that. So like, okay, Fire and Ice, we probably had a quick look at Untapped, didn't see any beers, definitely didn't trademark the name. Like this is a beer that we're doing for GABS. We'll never do it again. We might do it again. Sometimes you do, like sometimes one of the beers takes off and you have to think about this stuff later on. But generally, if it's a small beer, it's not going to come under fire from any trademarks. And that's the main thing, is like, you're not going to trademark every beer. But
no,
the worst thing that's going to happen is if you do choose someone else's name, it gets big enough that they find out about it.
Yes.
And then they hit you up and ask you to change it. And that's like, we've talked about the better.
They send you a letter. Yeah.
Yeah. Send you a letter. So like, I've got a mate who has Grandad Jack's distillery, and they got a letter from Jack Daniels a few weeks after they opened 5 years ago. Jack Daniels said, don't use our name. It looks very similar. Don't use it. And they framed it and put it up there on their wall and told them to fuck off, because they're a small distillery on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
That's generally how trademarks. yeah. But that's generally how trademarks.
That's some
work.
serious cojones there, man.
Yeah, no, Dave and Luke don't fuck around. But and I suppose if it's in Endeavour, you wouldn't. This is a big company selling big name drinks. You wouldn't want to sell a beer with the same name.
No.
With them, but generally, 99% of what happens in the craft beer world is you take a bit of, you get a bit carried away here and there and borrow some ideas from some people and release some beers that look like other beers and sound like other beers, and it's completely fine. And if it gets to the big stage where it's, like Sidewinder is a great beer for Brick Lane, Better Beer is an out and out success, that's when it becomes a problem. These look very similar. If it doesn't get to that point, no one gives a shit and life goes on.
If you like beer and you like intellectual property theft, there's a really good Instagram called Intellectual Poopity with 3 O's.
Oh, yes, you've talked about that before. I don't think I followed. I'm going to do it right now. Or did I do it last time and I have not seen anything from it?
Let me just double check. Instagram.
We've done this before. Yeah. Here we go. 3,922 followers. There we go.
Intellectual Poopity with 3 O's.
Yep.
And all it is every post is 2 frames, and first frame is the beer and the second frame is what they're ripping off.
Oh, that's good. Is this local or no? Like Aussie? No, I don't recognize any of these beers.
Not sure. I think I've met the guy who runs this, but I can't remember who it is.
That's cool. Yeah, I think it's all fun. It's all fun. It's all fun. And if you want to have a massive beer that's
it's all fun and fine until someone loses an eye.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, was that a Pirate Life joke?
It's a fucking great beer. Great beer.
All right. Question number 2, Luigi. Who's going to wear the 1 of the 12 shirt at GABS Melbourne with 10 degrees? I mean, I am.
Me.
Yep. That's two of the 12.
Of us. Mm.
But I was reminded tonight by my kids that I'm actually not 1 of the 12. And I'm wearing a shirt that says 1 of the 12.
Oh, that just went really meta, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Your kids are smart.
Yeah, I know. They are. All right. Oh, this guy's got an award. Darren Gittins. Did I give him that award?
Kittens.
Nailed it award. What's your tips? Oh, this is a good one. I was thinking we could do a competition for this, but then also I didn't go to GABS Brisbane, so I don't have good insight. But his question is, what is your tip for GABS People's Choice? And why is the Atomic Meringue beer?
Okay. I fucked up at GABS Brisbane and drank way too much, way too quickly.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't drink that many paddles and that sort of thing. So Melbourne, I'm going to be having a few paddles. In fact, how about this, Dan? I've got a fucking idea.
Okay.
All right. Let's put a post on the Facebook group and people and the 12 have to pick a section in a container and 5 beers for us to try on a paddle.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I like that.
Because I was thinking the other day that, like, you know, we went through some of the GABS beers and, you know, shit canning them and all that sort of stuff. And I went, you know what? Some people have probably got some good ideas of beers that need to be tried, and probably beers that I wouldn't try.
Who went shit canning? Who was shit canning?
I was.
Oh, do you think so?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
And so, I think I need to. Honestly, I think I need to broaden my horizons with beer, because my tastes are pretty meat and two veg. You know,
your Hollandia is your favorite beer.
It's not. It's up there.
Well, it's always there.
It's totally up there. It's always there. Okay, all right. And so, yeah, I think it would be good for some of the 12 to suggest a paddle and some things, and we'll go try them. We'll take a photo and have give some of these beers a red hot go.
Do you know what's going to happen?
Fuck no.
They're going to suggest the 5 most disgusting beers of the whole event, so we drink it and make asses of ourselves. It's a shit post. It's a real life shit post.
People do that.
It's the culture of the group. You've created it, and this is what we get.
No, seriously, beers that we would try. I mean, like, I don't try lots of pastry stouts and fucking hazy IPAs and all that sort of stuff. So honest beers you would try yourself. Don't fucking make us try beers you wouldn't try yourself. Maybe there's some beers on the list that you enjoyed, you know, and that you think that we would like, and let us know.
So how do we choose what to drink?
I don't know. Let's just fucking one step at a time. Hey.
No, I'm thinking 2 steps ahead, because then my next question is, can we do it so we're not drinking out of the little, like, if I wanted to try a beer, I want it to be in a schooner glass at least half full.
Okay.
I can't do those little fucking shot glasses.
Well, I know
how you drink beer.
I know the guy who sets up the tap system, so sure, we can sort that out. That's easy.
Yeah. So if we're tasting a decent amount of the beer, I'm good. Okay. 5 like half schooners, I think, is the way to go. But then how do we don't have to drink all of it, but we can at least we have the opportunity to. No.
That's how I got shit-faced at GABS in Brisbane.
That's 2.5 beers. It's fine.
Yeah, right. Let's see what happens. So anyways, I would
like
to
win a shirt, because I got shirts to give away.
Yeah, of course. I would like to broaden my horizons, and whoever suggests our favourite, right? And this is how we get around the people suggesting shit beers. Our favourite paddle. Yes. Our favourite paddle wins the shirt. So
wait, hold on a second. We're having multiple paddles? I was confused. I thought we were just having one paddle.
Just one, right? But our favourite paddle.
Our favourite beer or our favourite paddle? I'm so fucking confused.
Whoever selects our favourite paddle.
How many paddles are we drinking, Hendo?
Just 1 or 2, maybe 3.
Okay. All right.
Right. And then it comes up to us, right? So if you pick shit beer in your paddle, well, you're not going to win a fucking t-shirt, are you?
Right. Okay. I feel like there's an idea here. We haven't quite.
It's an idea there. Maybe we need to refine the idea.
Yeah.
But I like where it's going.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
And so yeah, I just want to try just broaden my horizons a bit.
I agree.
I'd also, so talking about specific beers, I was told today that there's a brewery out of Sydney called Sausage Queen that have done a double Bloody Mary beer, and apparently it's sick.
That whole sentence, Hendo, I don't know what's happened.
So occasionally I'll
How
throw
do we
a
get
sentence
from Hollandia to fucking that
sentence. There's a brewery in Sydney called Sausage Queen.
All right.
Sausage Queen Brewing.
Is there? All right.
Fucking look at this. It's the Sausage Factory. Sausage Queen HQ. The Sausage Factory. I think it's in Dulwich Hill. And they did a beer, the double fucking it's a female enterprise, and
are they shadow banned on Instagram, because I can't find any
just Google Sausage Queen Brewing.
I did. Well, I don't Google. I Instagram. I'm young, dude. I'm a millennial.
And they did a Bloody Mary. Yeah. GABS Festival, double Bloody Mary gozer.
Oh, it sounds great. I'm keen as shit. Let's drink that.
Fuck yeah.
But I'm not having a little sip of it. I'm drinking a half a glass or a whole glass.
Bloody Mary double goes. Apparently, I was told that it's. Do you like Bloody Marys?
Shit, yeah.
Fucking oath, I love Bloody Marys. You know what's good about Bloody Marys?
They're an acceptable drink to drink in the morning.
My next one.
Okay, that works too.
All right. And so, yeah, just have a Bloody Mary double goes.
What's the ABV on that little bad boy there?
7.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Easy. That's like a mid-strength for GABS.
Mid-strength for breakfast beer.
Oh, this beer is fucking great. Fuck Helios stitching me up with these bloody 7 and 8% beers.
Good people.
Yeah, sorry, I meant that in the nicest possible way. That's the beers are fucking
Sausage
great.
Queen Brewing. I didn't even know about this brewery until today.
All right, Bo Curtis.
Yeah,
he's got 6
questions,
which is kind of multiple of 12.
Sure.
I think I have a no negativity rule in the group, and his first question is it negative if it's true? I say yes. Fuck your negativity. Take it somewhere else. What do you reckon, Hendo?
Yep. Lots of negative places to go on the internet.
Go to Reddit.
No, Reddit's all right. There's lots of shit posting on your Reddit.
All right, number 2.
Go to Twitter. Go to Twitter.
Oh, yes, exactly. Go to Twitter. A lot of haters on there. You'll find a lot of friends. With the apparent increase in nanoscale breweries, in planning at least, should the IBA be doing more to be a hub of resources and services to provide small breweries? To provide small breweries. I think he means to provide
two small breweries.
Offering sort of a group buying model to access services like lab testing and monitoring. I think the thing that stands out to me about the IBA is like everyone has an opinion on what the IBA should be doing.
Yes.
But in my experience with the IBA, and I don't ever want to talk down about any other organization, especially an organization that people volunteer for, because I've been in past life involved in these boards where you kind of nominate and sign up for, but it's incredibly difficult to fucking do anything when you're on one of these boards. Like for them to, and I think that's shown, like we've had the conversations about the Good Beer Week and the other things like group buying models and things like that. Like it's just as much as it's popular to hate commerce and capitalism, like companies are the most efficient ways to do things, I think. Like not for profit.
It's kind of a misunderstanding of what the IBA is. The IBA is not a cooperative, right? It's an industry advocacy organization.
Yeah.
It's there to raise awareness of our product to the consumer. It's there to lobby government for favorable outcomes for the industry. And it's there to do other things like raise skills, promote, equality, and lots of things like that. That's its job. It's not there it's not a buying group.
No.
If you wanna go and get group buying, I don't know, go get bought out by Tribe or fucking Founders First or something like that. That'll work.
Yes, 100 bang on. I think group anything doesn't work unless you're a gigantic multinational corporation.
Yes.
I need to wee. There's quite a few questions left. Are you going to be able to figure this out without me here for 5 minutes? Well,
how I know what the next question is?
Well, I'll let you know what the next question is, and then I'll fucking come back and bloody join in.
Tell me what the next question is.
Well, I hope it's one that you're going to spend a while on.
Okay. Make sure it's a good one.
Wait.
Fucking hell. Better be a short piss or a long question.
I like. Okay. Well, these questions are awesome. There's so many.
If you're cutting out the blanks, You missed Dan taking a piss.
No, you didn't. I'm still just looking at these bloody questions to find one that you can rant about for fucking half an hour. Okay, here. All right, I'm going to read you the last one of Bo's questions, and we'll come back to the other one. Okay. Number 6 is, what's the best hop combo for a NEPA? Okay, and go.
So this is a very good question. Best hop combo for a NEPA. I think that you can't go past probably Mosaic and Citra, and probably something else, or Citra and Mosaic. And that third thing is the thing that really, because those two hops are what get called cheetah hops because they're so good. There's a really good article that's related to the Yakima Chief Cryopop blend. So I think the website is cryopopblend.com. And there's a PDF that you can download there. It's called the Survivable Compounds Handbook. And this is absolutely must-read material for somebody who wants to make NEPA. What it does is it talks about what survivables are, what it means for a hop compound to be survivable. And then it talks about hop varieties that are in the Yakima Chief lineup that are more survivable than others. So when I say survivable, let's say you put some hops in the mash. Do those hop aroma compounds survive the mashing, the boiling, the whirlpooling, the fermentation, the late hopping, and carbonation wind up in the finished beer in your glass, right?
Are you fucking talking?
Yeah. I'm talking about hop survivals. And so there's on page 8 of that PDF is a really good graph about certain varieties that are high in survivables that should be used in the whirlpool or early hopping, like kettle early hopping, or active ferment dry hopping. And then certain varieties that should be used later, as in dry hopping, end of fermentation, dry hopping, post-fermentation, dry hopping. Very, very good read. It also breaks down the different chemical aroma compounds that occur in hops, and that helps you to create hop combos. So, for example, if you have what do they got here? Laurel and Talus. They go really well together because they complement each other in terms of linalool and what's the green one? I can't remember what the green one is. Geraniol. Whereas if you put laurel and crystal together, they're both high in linalool, and therefore they're not really adding anything to each other, not complementing each other. So it's a really good way. Yeah, go check that out. Very, very good. Was that Bo who asked that question?
That was Bo. That was Bo's question number 6.
Okay, so Bo is in my coaching group, the Rockstar Brewer Implementation Program. Yeah. I spoke for an hour about this on a live coaching call a while ago, earlier this year. And so he should go to the website and check that out.
Bo should go.
Yes.
So is Bo related to Wade?
They're like brothers, man.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you got a link for whatever the fuck you were just talking about? Because I'll chuck it in the
just said.
notes.
So yeah, cryopopblend.com.
Don't talk it. Like copy and paste it into this.
Oh. Sorry.
The other thing I realized
popped it in the chat. That's the link to the PDF.
That's how you do it.
You'd love that shit because that's all about dry hopping.
I know. As soon as you said dry hopping, I was all in. The only thing is, I realized about 2 hours into this chat that you are not recording, are you? Because if you were, you would have told me.
No, it's all on you, mate.
Yeah, and about 2 hours in, I gave you the ability to record, but
that's 2 hours too late.
All right. Well, it's there. I'm going to paste this little, PDF. What's that doing? Embed URL? No. I don't know what that's doing. What's this thing called? Survivable
Compounds Handbook.
Okay, I don't know why I've just started writing our show notes while we're live recording the podcast. It's probably not that smart, but I don't want to forget that because it sounded like a little gem of a piece of advice. So, all right, it's there. All right, let's go back to question number 3. Also on the topic of dry hopping.
Right.
Oh, by the way, when I was away, I achieved 4 different things. I told one kid to go to sleep. He probably won't. I said hi to another kid. I went to the toilet and I got myself a beer.
You're a very productive man.
You got another beer or you're done, mate?
Nah, I'm good.
No more Hollandia?
Oh, I've got to get up really early in the morning.
Yeah, fair. All right. Number 3, I dry hopped an IPA while wearing a green flannel. What will the impact on flavour be?
Well, your beer's going to taste grassy, the green flannel like that.
That's fair.
Right. It has to be red.
It has to be red. I was going to say that there'd be no impact because it would have no flavour because it's not dry hopping unless
it's going to be grassy.
Okay.
Green flannel equals grassy. Red flannel equals awesome.
Without being negative, he's big on negativity, isn't he? This is question number 4 from Bo. Without being negative, someone who put your own hard-earned into starting your brewery, does it make you even a little bit annoyed when beer brands crowdfund to build a brewery? This could be a good question for a whole episode because it feels like it's a misunderstanding of how equity works. Should we maybe answer that one?
Yeah, we can look at that on the next episode, I think.
Let's look at that on the next episode. All right. Louis G. 2 questions left. Oh, no, wait. I don't know what that means. Louis G. I have 4 hours drive tomorrow.
I hope we fucking meet Louis G in Melbourne, eh?
I don't think it's their real name. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, because it was Luxicon G before.
Exactly. It changes every time.
I'm pretty sure Louis G is Melbourne based, and if you are Melbourne based, Louis G, come and say hi to us at GABS.
Unless you're a straight up psycho, we don't even know who you are. Like, I mean,
don't stab us.
No, don't stab us. That would be super weird. All right, Louis G. 4 hours drive tomorrow. I need some entertainment. So, question 3: which beer is Black Ops bringing to GABS? Fire and Ice. Question 4: what's the meaning of life? To discover aliens.
Mate, if Louis G wants 4 hours entertainment, right, for his drive,
watch Big Brother.
Play this podcast at 0.5 speed.
Wow. That's great advice.
That's fucking awesome advice.
That's excellent podcast.
Thoroughly fucking entertaining. And
entertainment advice.
And turn off the trimming of the silencers.
Yeah, just
turn that shit off. 0.5 speed.
Wait.
There's your fucking 4 hours done. It's going to fly by. I guarantee it.
Long as you have to wait.
I wonder how that's going to sound at 1.2 speed.
I don't know. All right. Question number 5. What's the best Tassie beer? I like Cascade Stout.
There's a lot of good breweries.
There are some good ones.
Tasmania. Yeah. I haven't tried enough Tasmanian beer to be able to make a call.
I can't say the best because I haven't had that many, but I'll give a shout out to Van Diemen because when Eddie went down there, he gave him a fucking pallet load of beer and we gave it as a reward to our sensory legends. And we drank all of those beers and they were all bloody awesome. So
there you go.
Let's just say them.
I've never even been to Tasmania.
Oh,
I've been all over the world. I've never been to Tasmania. That's shit, isn't it?
It is shit. Tassie's pretty awesome. Very awesome.
I should go there for a holiday.
Shit, yeah.
On the motorbike.
Definitely. It's very pretty. It's only 2 hours on the plane, two and a bit. It's like Melbourne. Fucking
not down.
Send it, mate. This question, I don't know what's going on here. Do I really need a health insurance for a 3 hour stopover in Oman?
What the fuck asked that question?
That's Louis G. I don't know. We don't know these people. I don't know. And then
Isn't
Luke
there a
Cooper's
fucking
question.
civil war going on in Oman? There's a fucking civil war going on there. Yes, you need fucking health insurance.
Okay, yes. Luke Cooper, final question is 4.42.
What?
I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. That's the rule. I read the questions. I don't know what's going on. That's
So can you say that again?
Well, I'll put it in the chat if it makes it easier. Here.
Yeah, please.
I'll put it in the chat.
442.
4 full stop
4-2.
space 4-2 in numbers.
Is this like the soccer formation?
I don't fucking know. I don't play soccer. Can we just say yes?
Yes.
Okay, yes. All right. The answer is yes. All right. That's a wrap, Hendo.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done.
We did it. Catch you in Gabs. Oh no, I'll see you at the AIBAs.
No, see you next week. And that's going to be the pre-Gabs fire up. And by that time, I hope people have come up with paddle suggestions. We can probably run through them on the show.
Hey, why don't we do a live show in Melbourne?
Fuck no.
Well, like an in-person one, I mean.
We can do a live to the Facebook group.
Yeah, but we could do an actual episode in person while we're in Melbourne. Because I'll be in Melbourne on Wednesday.
I'm going to go so having fun, man.
Too hard.
We'll do a live to the Facebook group. I think they're totally doable.
Okay. But Wednesday night I'll be in Melbourne, which is when we normally do the pod. So
are you going to be all right for it? Or
yeah, shit, yeah, we'll figure something out.
It's going to be in a hotel or something, sitting in a bed.
It's probably better than this.
Catch you next week,
mate.
legend.
We'll figure it out. Catch you next week. See you, mate. Let's hope this recording works.
You fucked it. It's not.